Good morning. Oh, so tired. It is about 10 to 6 in the morning. After over an hour and 20-minute drive, I'm at the Coffin Bay National Park. I hope you can see me. It's still pitch black outside. I've never been to this location before, but apparently there's supposed to be some world-class dunes here, right by the beach. So we'll go for a walk down the beach and see what we can find, and hopefully there'll be some dunes. So let's head down there and see what the sunrise brings. Okay. Hello once again. Video number 2. Woohoo, we got there. Probably a shorter video than my previous one. Things to learn. A few notes taken on my previous video. So hopefully we can improve on that. What time is it right about now? It is 6:27 in the morning. Sun rises in another 10 minutes. But I've already taken my first shot, which I'm actually quite happy with. I'll show you on the back of the camera, but effectively it's just a dune. But before the sunrise light has come up, it's giving quite a pastel-y colour, which I quite like. As you could probably see, if I get rid of this guy, we've got a couple of lines, so lines coming in from the right up to the top left corner from here, and then a few lines leading up to the peak. I have zoomed in in this shot just to clean it up a little bit, because there's some scraggly shrubs and bushes on the right hand side, which you can see just here. Whilst on their own and with the right composition, they might look alright, but in this case I'm really going after clean lines and just a clean image overall. I've got my 24 to 105 on, zoomed in at about what would we say that is, about 75-80 millimeters. F11 should be plenty to get the depth of field. At the moment I'm at ISO 400, but as the sun rises a little bit more, I can put that down, which I think I might do right about now, and see how that looks. 2.5 seconds. manual focus. There just wasn't enough light this morning to get the back button focus to work, even with the magnifier going. So I've manual focused it, and hopefully all is well. Fingers crossed. I just wanted to go over the manual focusing again. You could probably see if I turn you around and you have a look at the dunes in the distance. They are quite smooth, and there's not a lot of contrasty items or objects on the dune itself, especially where the focus point is. So the focus point for me is somewhere just here at the bottom of the dune, but there's nothing really to lock on focus, which makes it a little bit difficult. There is changes in color, but even with the magnifier it's hard to see what's in focus and what's not, because the changing colors in the sand is, I guess, inherent in itself a little bit of a blurred effect. So even when you're focusing on that point, it still appears to be out of focus. In this instance, I found a little ripple that had a little bit more hard contrast to be able to really see if it was in focus. I'm pretty sure I've got a good in focus shot, but it just makes it a little bit more difficult in the low light situations. So bear that in mind. If you're in a similar situation where you've got a smooth, low contrast situation where you can't focus or lock on focus fairly easily. It just takes a little bit of finessing. All right. Just in case you're wondering if you should come here, short answer, yes. Long answer, the locals are pretty cool. It's an emu, by the way. So I'm just going to go for a little walk. Leave my camera behind. Hopefully no one turns up, but we are in the sticks a little bit, or the dunes. But I just want to see if there's another viewpoint on the top of this dune right there, if I can get another perspective before the sun comes up. I only have about 5 minutes in this dune. I can see right now it's going to kill my thighs, but anyway, we'll give it a go. Now, I don't want you to think that my videos are just clips of me being tired and exhausted and knackered all the time. But it's hard work. Hard work walking up dunes. I can't even talk. It's really soft. And like I said in the last video, cardio is not my thing, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So you're probably wondering, was there any compositions over the hill? Well, short answer, yes, there is. But I just don't think I have the time to run over there and find something new. I am fairly happy with the composition I got. I'd say it's fairly solid, but I think I'm just going to stick with it. As you can probably see when I turn you around, maybe or maybe not, the sky is pinking a little bit, and really I must admit that's what I've been after for a morning shoot at the dunes. So rather than chance it, I'm going to stick with this shot and see what happens with the light. If it gets better, it gets better. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's okay. But I don't know if you can hear in the background over there is actually the beach, and the waves are pumping at the moment. When I climbed up the other dune on the other side, you could see the waves. Later on today, we'll be heading over there to do some seascape photography. I was there yesterday afternoon, so that I have a fair idea of what I want to take a photo of. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what the light does. The westerly direction might not be in the right angle to the rock sculpture I want to take a photo of later. So, but that's okay, we'll get out and take some photos. But yeah, yesterday I went out with my family just for a bit of a walk on the beach, and as we were about to hop back in the car, we saw a pod of dolphins, about 20 or so dolphins, just having a nice surf on the waves, which was pretty cool. Got a couple of photos of the dolphins jumping out the water, but you really can't see anything with my 105 lens. It's just not long enough. But so you have to zoom into 400%. I might just flick in a 400% crop of one of the dolphins jumping out of the water about now or in a moment. But yeah, we'll head over there later today. I might actually go back home or back to my accommodation and have a sleep before we head out. But oh, the light's starting to pick up. I hope you can see that. Woo! Might take another photo. My composition doesn't actually have a lot of sky in it, but hopefully the reflected light means something. But yeah, fairly happy. I mean, just in that direction, maybe 300 meters, 400 meters is the car. So not a big walk. And I was a bit worried this morning that I was going to come to a place I'd never been to before. Excuse me, I'll just take this shot while the light's there. I was a bit worried, never been to this place before and having to find something in the dark. So more than anything, I'm feeling quite relieved, and that's why I'm a bit happy at the moment that I found something, because it could have gone the other way and end up with nothing, which would have been disappointing. All right, sun's almost there. You see that? It's a bit bright, you can't see that, but that's okay. The sun is coming up. Wait, no, that's not going to work. All right, take a few more photos and see how we go. No worries. I hope it's not too bright, but just a little update. I've put a polarizer on just to try it, no particular reason. It's not really doing anything apart from saturation. It's not affecting the sky or any of the glare or anything like that. I've subtly changed my composition just a little bit. I've moved over to the left and twisted it just ever so slightly. It just didn't feel right, the one I had before. Whether it's actually better or not remains to be seen, but I just wanted to change it up just a little bit before the sun got too harsh. I mean, it's up enough now that you can probably see behind me. We've got the light well and truly on the dunes with hard shadows. But yeah, I zoomed out a little bit as well, just to give myself a little bit of leeway for cropping a bit later, because I second guessed my first composition and now I've moved to a second one. I'm now doubting whether or not I'm in the right spot, so I've zoomed out a little bit just to give myself a little bit more room for cropping later on, whether it be only to shrink it down a little bit, or if I wanted to move the crop over to the left or to the right. We'll just have to wait and see. For all intents and purposes, it looks okay on camera, but when has that ever been right? I'm gonna head home now, have some breakfast, maybe a sleep, and then I'm gonna come back out later this afternoon and we'll go head down and do some seascape photography. Let's hope that goes well. All right.